Really, really excited. There goes the other dog. Good Lord. Y'all wonder why I need one on Wednesday. Okay, so Jess, I know you don't know me, and I'm not sure who the 432-631-7576 number is. So if you'll just get in the chat and let us know who you are and where you're from, that would be great. Anybody, actually all of you, if you can do that, that's because I'm gonna do the drawing that way. So I can pull it from the chat and actually see who's on. All right, so I'm gonna give away a bottle of Accelerate today. I'm excited. We've got some big things happening with Zingular. Obviously, I'm gonna put everybody on mute right now just because there's some crazy noise in the background. And then please, if you have a question, there's a little area where you can actually ask a question. And at the end, I'm gonna open it up to everybody because there might be a lot of questions because we've got some crazy things going on with the company. So I wanna make sure I answer those as well. Okay, so first things first. I don't know if you knew this. Well, first of all, I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Hold on one sec. Again, dogs. This is my life. I'm sorry. Come on, get in here. Come on, Bernie, now. If it isn't kids, it's dogs. It's nuts. Okay, so this last month, May, for Zingular, which is obviously our amazing company we love. We know our products are amazing. We know the company is amazing. Some of you are brand new, so you might not know that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that tonight. But we had the biggest growth in company history. So I wanted to give you some examples of the growth that we actually had. And I wanted to kind of compare it with growth of other companies, names that you will actually recognize. So just so that you know, first of all, I've been with our company for 4.5 years, or I've been a product user for 4.5 years. So Jess, I know you're new. Maggie, you're new, so you don't really know my story. Lorena, you might not have heard it either. So I'll kind of go quickly through that, and then I want to talk about this other stuff because the growth that we had is, unheard of. So I started 4.5 years ago. I started because I couldn't lose weight. I felt horrible. I have PCOS, Hashimoto's disease, a bunch of other yucky autoimmune issues that make me feel really horrible. I was working out at the gym twice a day. I was doing what I thought was healthy for my body, what I thought, was what I was supposed to be eating. Little did I know the things I was eating, my body can't actually process. So I got started because my cousin Tana, who I don't think could be on tonight, but she actually got started a couple months before I did. And on that side of the family, we all have issues. All of us girls have girl issues. We've got, issues with our weight, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, she kept trying to get me to get started, and I kept telling her, heck no, I wasn't going to do it. I had baseball to pay for. I had basketball, all these things. And I went to the gym one day for the second time, and a woman approached me and asked me how far along I was in my pregnancy. And my kids were older, so it just about killed me, and it just about broke me. And I can tell you that was probably the darkest time in my life. I went to the car immediately and cried because I felt horrible. I had no energy. I was exhausted. My doctors kept prescribing medication, and then they would tell me to go to the gym and work out. And and nothing was happening. And I just did not feel good. I was depressed. I was super overweight. I had so much inflammation. I just felt horrible. Okay. So literally talked to my dad that day, and my dad, I'm a very independent woman. So let me tell you, my parents have never had to help me with anything really. And my dad said, I know you're not going to do this for yourself. I'm going to buy you your first kit. And I've been here ever since, and I've never looked back because it's the only thing that's ever worked for me, and along with tons of other people. So for those of you that are brand new, that's kind of my backstory. So I love this company. I love Zingular because it has changed my health. I've been able to get off of medications. I've been able to, oh, good. Okay, Carla's on. Yay, Carla, you're brand new, day 2. I'm so excited. So it's changed my life that way, okay? So I just want to mention that's my background with the company. I decided to make this my business and become a referring member really late last year last May, I was actually able to go to Zing Fling last May in Dallas. I'm in Fort Worth. And so I was able to go to that, and I got really inspired, and I still didn't know really which way to run with it. I kind of promoted it a little bit, but I didn't really know. Well, it just so happens in November, my beautiful cousin Trisha, who I've actually never met in person, she's on here, decided to get started with me. And she decided to become a referring member, and it has literally taken off from there. And so when I talk about our company growing as rapidly as it is growing, I can tell you that our team has grown that rapidly. So I'm sure Trisha, I know she's muted because her grandson is there, but if she was on, she would say, holy cow, there were a couple of months where we were like, what are we doing? There's just so many people. We don't know what we're doing. So my point to this is the reason we're growing so quickly is because our stuff works and we love it. And there are so many programs out there that they'll sell a magic pill or whatever, but they don't talk about the diet side of things. And guess what? That magic pill is not going to work. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it works. I tried it, works. It works, does not work. You can't wrap away fat. It's not going to work. So our program is very successful, and now people are starting to share it. So it's taking off like crazy. So I wanted to kind of give you some numbers, and I'll talk about the elephant in the room, which is the shipping situation here in just a second, and I'll kind of explain some of that. But I wanted to throw some numbers out here for you, okay? So top 10 companies in terms of growth for 2020, and this is their projected growth. And my hubby he works for Charles Schwab, so he's like a total numbers geek. He's totally into growth and which companies we need to buy stock in and all that kind of stuff. I want to name some off here. So we've got Netflix, you'll recognize. They're projected to have 63% growth this year for 2020 alone. Okay. Facebook, obviously, is projected to have 36%, Adobe 27%, Amazon 26%. Obviously, these are publicly, funded companies and everything. But last month in May, our company grew by 600%. That is like unheard of. I mean, let me say that number again, 600% in the middle of a pandemic. So it's amazing. And it's, growing pains are going to happen, obviously, when we have that much growth. That paired with a pandemic and having to space out our production line. And I also found out today that the distribution center that actually produces our lean shakes, that actually had a fire and partially burned down. So there have been a couple of things that have happened that are going to slow down, our production, obviously. But corporate is working on it like crazy. They're working around the clock. I know a few of you have had to call into customer service and you've had to wait. A lot of you are brand new. I will tell you, previous to May, actually May, literally about May 22nd until now has been crazy just with the growth and everything. But previous to that, you would call in to customer service and it would take you maybe a minute to get through. And maybe 3 to 5 days to get your order in. I mean, it is really fast. They've always been amazing. Our customer service is top of the line. They've sent me, a lot of my people, free products if we've had an issue, no problem. Like, they are always there to help. So they are amazing customer service. So I want to tell you about that. But the fact that we grew 600% in May is now, it's telling them, okay, we've got to really ramp up this production. And so they are ramping up production because they are now forecasting June and July and August to be, again, the biggest months in company history. So what does that mean for us? And at first, I was probably a lot like some of you, because I also have my own customers that I had to go to and say, hey, we haven't shipped out kits yet. In fact, one of you is in New York City right now, and bless your heart, you're on the lines as a nurse and you are working so hard. And this poor gal, I ended up sending her some of my products because I wanted her to get started so badly, because she's there, she's able to do it, she's able to focus on herself. And so going to those people and saying, hey, I don't have an answer right now, that's tough. But you can present it in a way that is positive, because if you come at it in a negative way, you know, negativity breeds negativity. We know that right now in society with everything that's going on. I mean, good Lord, you know, you can't say anything without people being negative. So you gotta, you know, be very positive, explain that we grew by 600% in May, and be excited about that, because guess what? I don't know if you remember, and I literally have been thinking about this so much the last couple of nights. And I was trying to compare like what's going on with our company to different, you know, situations in life and having kids and things like that. And the thing that came to mind was, do you remember that dumb Tickle Me Elmo doll? Some of you are probably way too young to remember that, but I remember that dumb Tickle Me Elmo doll. Everybody wanted it, and it was like impossible to get because everybody wanted it. People were paying like $600 for that stupid doll. Then once you got it, finally people forgot about it, and my son ended up getting it from his grandma or something. And I was like, people wanted to pay that much money for this Tickle Me Elmo, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So we are going to be a household name very soon, very soon. And if you aren't telling people about it, somebody else is going to. And I posted a video earlier, and I hope that you watched it. It's Robin Packard, our gold ambassador. I mean, that girl's making millions and millions. She just built a brand new house out near Weatherford, Texas, indoor arena. She ropes, she does all that kind of stuff. Amazing person. I've met with her in person. I'm like, 6 down her line. And she still took the time to have lunch with me, talk to me about the company, talk to me about how amazing it is, help me with the business plan. And this was last September. And that means a lot to me that our leadership is that involved and that excited. So, but she basically said, it took her a year, first of all, to get signed up as a product user. And by the way, she's lost 87 pounds and she's got lots of health issues like I do. She's an inspiration. She did this as she was going through a horrible divorce and some other personal issues. She grew this business that way. So she is literally like my idol, this girl. Like, she is just incredible. But lost 87 pounds, but it took her a year to decide to get started with Zingular. And then it took her a year after that to decide to become a referring member or a distributor. And so she talks about that, and she talks about how her own brother ended up getting signed up with somebody else because he knew the name, but he didn't really know that she was a distributor for it. So that's my point right now with our 600% growth in May, and it's going to be even bigger, coming up in the next couple of months. People will start learning about this program because it works. And our On My Way page that everybody's in. If you're not in On My Way, please let me know in the chat, because we need to make sure that you're in On My Way, because that page is obviously the most important page for you to be in. But they will be hearing about it from other people. So we want them to hear about it from you. That's really the most important thing. Is we don't want them to go down to, Sarah down the street. We want them to be a part of your team and our team, because our team is amazing. And there are some other teams that don't have coaching like ours. And I'm not going to lie. We don't want them to join those teams. We want them to be a part of our community. We want them to have our coaching and our excitement and things like that. So make sure that you are sharing our program. Don't be worried about, the situation with shipping. Listen, I've been dealing with a lot of people recently, some of your people, and nobody has been mean with the exception of one person. And, that one person is probably, they decided to send it back, and I guarantee you they're going to come back. They're going to come back. So, most people are understanding in this situation. I know obviously our products are a little bit expensive to get started. So I can't, I'm comparing this to something that's happened to me recently, but it's a little different. But I have lots of friends who sell makeup. And so I was so excited to order this like special mascara that's supposed to make your eyelashes like out to here, And then this like brow stuff that's supposed to help these brows that I really need. I need help with brows, girls. Any of you that can help me with brows, that'd be great. But both of my products from her are on back order until towards the end of July. Because they're going through the same situation, getting their ingredients in and, you know, getting everything made. So obviously COVID's affecting all of it. And did I throw a fit about mascara? No, not really. I mean, I really don't care because I actually put makeup on today. If you're looking, that's because I got an Ipsy box in. So yay me, I was playing with it, but yeah, no. And I didn't do a very good job. My daughter pointed that out, but no, I didn't throw a fit. I understand it's tough, you know, and people are very understanding. In fact, one of my brand new distributors, actually 2 of them, are still waiting for their kits to come in. And so a lot of people are a little worried if their kits aren't coming in because they don't want to share the program until they've had results. Well, I'll tell you, you're going to have results. It's going to happen because our program gives results. We are an amazing company. Our products are by far the best out there. You will have results, but you also have a page that you can share with people that shows our results. And so I feel like that's very important, you know, to invite people on my way because they will see so many different success stories, whether you're inviting men or women, you know, young or old. I mean, there is a story that every single person can relate to on that page. And so if you see a story that really you feel like somebody that you really want on this program can relate to, tag them in that, you know, say, hey, Jess, I saw this and I was thinking about you. Check out these results, you know, do that. And it's going to bring people back to that page. But if you've kind of held off inviting people to that page, make sure you do because they're going to see the results. I'm trying to see here. I'm still having people have a hard time getting on. My goodness. Guys, I don't know. Okay, well, I'll just send them a recording. That stinks. But make sure you're doing that because obviously you will see our program, you know, you've got the results. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, I'll tell you, like I said, I've been a product user for 4.5 years, okay? I know the products inside and out. So if you ever have a question about the products, I'm always totally willing to help you with the products or, you know, answer questions on that. But I also wanted to kind of mention that I was very shy about the business side in the beginning, very shy. I was terrified to talk to people about it. And the reason is because I didn't grow up in, you know, a family with money. Like I came from a family that struggled a lot. And so to talk business with somebody else was always very hard for me. Now, talking about the products, I mean, I could tell you the inside out about Zing and everything and how it's changed my life. And I love that. I'm kind of a geek when it comes to the products because I love them so much. The business side scared the holy terror out of me. I'm not going to lie, holy terror. And now as I've kind of started growing a team, I'm sort of getting out of that because now I've been able to help people with their health side, and now I'm able to help people with their financial situation. And so now I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable, well, actually a lot more comfortable. Now I can talk about it, about the business side. And so the thing that I love about our company is that we pay on so many different levels. We pay bonuses, we get paid 4 times a week, which is crazy. So most people hate Mondays. I love Monday because Monday I'm like, oh yay, it's Monday. Like I'm getting some commissions today. It's a great day. Monday's a great day in our house. I love it. And I'll tell you, I mean, I didn't really start until November with the business side and really talking about it. And Trisha was the very first one that I really talked to about it. And that's because I knew she would be great at it. And it's changed my family's, you know, financial future so much. And I mean, even just starting in the very beginning, getting that extra $500 a month meant so much to me because it meant I wasn't having to pay for my products out of pocket because I love my products. I love my Zing. I love Lean. I love all of those and I have to have them. And so I'm not going to lie, the last 2 years, we actually moved from Colorado to Texas because Colorado was a super tough place to live financially. And we moved to Texas and we still struggled a little bit. And I mean, we were living like paycheck to paycheck. and, you know, paying sports for our kids. And usually that would end up on a credit card, and then we'd have to pay, you know, our credit cards down and everything. And although I'm not, you know, Crystal Nichols or, you know, way up there, I can tell you that, you know, being able to pay for my daughter's basketball out of pocket and, you know, go to her tournament in Oklahoma out of pocket, those little things that would have gone on credit cards previous to that are huge for our family, like huge. And so I love our company because we pay that. We pay bonuses based on, you know, manager, silver manager, gold manager, platinum manager, all the way up. You get different bonus pools. And this month, even through all of this crazy growth, they're still paying these awesome incentives that hopefully you've heard about. If not, please let me know, because we want to tell you we've got manager bonuses additional on top of the normal manager bonus. We have additional rank jumping bonuses through the manager levels. So you've got like 150, an additional bonus for hitting manager, then another 150 for hitting silver, then another 150 for gold, and then you get a rank jumper bonus. So it's a total of $800 additional bonus this month. So they're still offering that even through this crazy growth and everything that we're going through. They're offering that. So I think that is pretty incredible. The company is amazing. Okay, see, I like to talk about it. I told you I'm passionate. So I love our company. But what I was going to mention when I said that I was afraid to talk about the business and I was afraid to approach people about the business side, first of all, I know you don't want people to think that you think that they need to lose weight. And, you know, you never want them to feel that way. So a lot of people are kind of afraid of inviting people to On My Way. But if you go to that page, you know that it's not just weight loss. You know that there are so many non-scale victories. Everybody needs to get healthy right now. Everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a size 4 and you have the perfect figure. You might have high blood pressure, you might have celiac, you might have, you know, different things, might have low energy. I mean, there's so much more to our company than just weight loss. That's not what we are. We're not just weight loss. We are overall health, and everybody needs that. Yes, On My Way shows a lot of weight loss stories, but if you scroll through there, you'll see a lot of, you know, people who are having those non-scale victories over weight loss, and they're happy about that. So that's really, really important. But what I was going to say about that is one industry that has really struggled, which is kind of shocking to me, but I guess it makes sense. Nobody's leaving the house and doing their makeup right now. Everybody's staying home. But the beauty industry is really struggling more than they ever have before. And so there are a lot of people out there that sell, you know, Pharmacy, Rodan and Fields, Acti, oh gosh, I had a whole list earlier. Oh, also like the jewelry companies like Paparazzi and, you know, all those different companies, they're actually struggling through COVID. So what does that mean for those representatives? They're probably struggling. So we know that people right now are obviously looking for weight loss and health over anything. So what does that mean? Well, we approach them about it and say, hey, how's your business going? You know, I know that things have kind of taken a hit right now in your industry. Our industry is booming. Our company is booming. We're pretty much wide open all throughout the entire United States. And, you know, hey, what would you like to learn more? And kind of, you know, you can send like our team picture. For those of you that aren't on it yet, you'll be on it soon. But our team collage, I'll be happy to post it in the distributor chat. But you're welcome to share that. You're welcome to share the opportunity flip book, which is in your back office. If you need me to get on and share my screen and show you where that's at right now, I'm pretty sure I can do that. But it's a great opportunity to help those people financially, or maybe you have a friend that recently lost their job, you know, especially oil industry is struggling. So we've actually had a couple people sign up recently in the oil industry just because they need some additional income. So there are a lot of people who are struggling financially. Our company is growing like crazy, especially if you're in Arkansas, back in Pennsylvania, New York. Colorado is like wide open. Texas is, if you look at our heat map, It's a little bit more saturated, but it's in the tiny little towns, which is crazy. That's where Robin and Crystal and all Jana Bullard, and you'll see all of them in On My Way. That's where they've grown their business, is in those little tiny towns, because little tiny towns, when somebody sees you and they're like, holy cow, what have you been doing? Especially if you've been hidden in COVID and you come out of COVID and they're like, what are you doing? When one person learns about it, then everybody wants to do it. So small towns are huge, but, Texas, like the Odessa area is wide open. DFW where I'm at, Arkansas is open. The rest of the United States is like crazy open, but you'll see Texas and it's red. The state of Texas is red on the heat map. And that's because this is where our company has basically grown. And this is where we have, had the most success, but it's from Robin and Crystal and all of them, and the tiny towns. I mean, literally tiny ranch towns with thousands of people, and that's it. So, definitely don't be afraid to reach out to those people and offer the business side. And I'm telling you this because it actually just happened for me a couple days ago. I have not stopped sharing our program. You can go to my story on Facebook and you'll see I share it constantly. Share on your stories. You can take pictures from the On My Way page, especially of our teammates. But also, most other people are okay with sharing it. If you don't know who they are directly, you can just send them a message and say, hey, do you mind if I share your photo? I've never had anybody come back and say, no, that's what that page is about. We're all about sharing it. I have people share my stuff all the time and I don't mind, from different teams and sister teams and things like that. But take pictures from On My Way and share them on your story, because I've had several people actually sign up recently from that. I also started mentioning a little bit of the business side of it on my story. And I did have somebody reach out that sells pharmacy products and said that her business is struggling, and she signed up and she's now a new distributor. So don't be afraid to do that. I'm just saying, don't be a Shauna and be scared of that, scared of that part, because it really is, there are a lot of people that are struggling that really do need that help right now. So I've really kind of made it a point to start reaching out to people in that industry. And I have made it a point to start reaching out to more people. I've been using Teamzy. If you don't know what Teamzy is, I know some of you have been on a few of our chats, and so you know what Teamzy is. But if you don't know what Teamzy is, it's actually an app, or not, I'm sorry, not an app. It's a website that you can go to, and it's great because you upload your Facebook friend list, and it will give you somebody to reach out to daily. So it's like, you put in what you're really wanting to kind of make this year, like what your goal is. And it will say, okay, you need to reach out to 7 people a day. And by reaching out, that doesn't mean reach out about our company. You don't just bombard them, because we are not salespeople. That's the thing. We're not like, hey, buy my products, buy my products. And that's what I love about our company. It's not that. What you do is you go to their page and you comment on their stuff, and it kind of brings you into their circle so that they start seeing your posts. So your posts really should be, 80% personal. I'm sorry, I don't know if any of you agree with this, or maybe you don't, but I stay away from political posts and kind of some of the crazy stuff that's going on lately, because I just really feel, again, that negativity breeds negativity. And if you post something, you're going to be wrong to somebody and you're going to be right to somebody, but it's going to cause an issue. And so I tend to stay away from that. I will talk about my personal beliefs and things to my inner circle of people, but I don't post about that stuff. If you go to my page, I post about real life and struggling with my dogs and my kids and real life, that kind of struggle, but I don't ever post anything political or anything, especially right now. It's just going to cause issues. So I say, 80% personal, but make it kind of positive. Now, I'm not saying be fake and don't post like real struggles, because if you go to my page, you'll see I talk about sometimes how I feel like I'm a failure as a mom. Like, if you're a mom, you probably have felt that before. Or, struggle with my dogs digging up the backyard, and now I got to go out there and clean up after the damn dogs. That kind of stuff. That's real. That's relatable. That's okay. But try to make it, something that comes from you. Don't share things, because then Facebook just sees you as a sharer, not somebody who's actually, coming up with like legitimate information. So by using the Teamzy, it will actually have you follow up with this person and you comment on their things, or you send them a message and just say, hey, I just was thinking about you. Hope you're having a great day. And then Facebook will see you as a friend, which I know that's really silly. But you might have people on your Facebook page that you don't know. And so I have a lot of people on my Facebook page that I have kind of learned, became friends with, but I don't physically know them. And so it never occurs to me to like reach out to that person. And so Facebook will actually, or I'm sorry, Teamsy will say, okay, this person. And then you go in, you comment on their things, and then you say follow up in 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, it'll bring that person back around. You go to that page, you comment again. They will then start seeing your stuff. They'll start seeing your story, which is why you want to post, all of your amazing pictures from On My Way and your success stories and things like that. People are really starting to look at stories more than Facebook feeds, because you just kind of scroll through and it's just easy. I don't know why, but people are doing that. So using your story on Facebook is a really great way to promote just yourself and your company, obviously. Okay, I'm going to open it up for question and answers. I just talked for a long time. You all know I do that. I'm sorry. I'm a big talker. So if anybody has a question, it looks like you can unmute yourself. Does anybody have any questions for me about the shipping or anything at all?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What about when you have like people that you talk to and stuff about it, and you keep getting no's and no's and no's? It kind of just, like, yeah, and then you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to bother them anymore. But then you're like, well, I want to kind of follow up and see where they're at, but you just don't want to feel like you're,
bugging them constantly. Yeah.
You get so many negatives or no's.
Yeah. So I definitely, if you haven't watched Robin's video today, make sure you watch that. I posted it in the Rockstar group. But no's aren't no's forever. I'll promise you that. So again, I've been with the company for 4.5 years, and I would sign people here and there, but I never like really made it an actual business. But I've had people come, or until recently, obviously, but I've had people come back to me after like 2.5 years, 3 years, and say, okay, I've been watching and I'm ready. So obviously we want them to sign like now, because we're excited, but don't let that discourage you. What I would say honestly is, especially right now, a lot of people are probably going through financial stuff. Mm-hmm. They are. And so what I have found has really helped is to say, hey, we could get you started on a couple of our products. And actually you're on Marlette's team, and she's had a couple people start this way. They've done very well. So you can say, you might not be able to afford the whole system, but we could get you started on a couple products, and let's sign you up as a referring member and explain the process of inviting to On My Way, and say, this way we can help you get some income coming in so you can buy the full system. Because we know the full system works a lot better. We know you're going to have better results that way. But honestly, there were months where I definitely couldn't afford an extra $300 or even an extra $179. I mean, I'm being point blank, honest to God, that is the truth. Like, I needed that for gas, or feed my crazy teenagers who eat like a ton. So I would definitely kind of approach them that way and just say, hey, if they've said financially they can't do it. Now I will say you can be bold with some people and say, can you tell me why you aren't interested? Maybe they feel like they can't commit to like a meal plan, or maybe they're afraid of not knowing exactly when to take the products, or they're going to forget to take the products because there's a lot of products. Maybe they're afraid of that. So if they say, hey, my day is really busy and I don't think I'll remember to take everything. Then you say, hey, well, that's great, because guess what? We have Xander who's going to text you and remind you when to take things. So you can't forget. He's going to tell you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But find out why they're saying no. I did start doing that recently. I would say, do you mind if I ask what's holding you back? And I got ghosted by a couple people. I'm not going to lie. I still get no's all the time. Yeah. Some people will say like, it's financial. And then I'll say, well, You know, if it's financial and you can't afford our smallest kit, then you definitely need us to help you financially as well. And we can do that, you know, and send them the opportunity booklet that's in your back office for sure. I love that booklet actually because it shows the site of the NAP, and it's going to show them like why our company is amazing. You can do that. Have you gotten the Share app yet?
Yeah, I have it on there. And Marlette's been helping me a lot with that too. It's just that a lot of my people, I'm sorry, they're cheap. They're just, my people are just like, yeah, and they ghost us, and I'm like, oh, like it feels like I'm not getting anywhere with any of my
That's
people.
my issue too.
It
Nobody, they
happens.
don't really want to pay. They think it's too expensive.
Yeah, that's
It happens.
how
And
my people are.
the funny thing is, I get it, and I kind of had to put things in perspective for a while. Like some people are willing to go out there and spend like, $300 on a bag, but the thought
Mhm.
of spending money on getting healthy for some reason scares them away. So you know what you do with those people? Don't bother them again in the group message unless you feel like they could use it financially, really. Like if you feel like they need it, then do. And let's schedule some calls. Like I'm happy to get on calls. Marlette knows that. We can schedule them. I'm happy to get on. I actually wanted to tell everybody, I think we should have another Facebook. Well, you're brand new, Jess, so you haven't been around when we've had that, but we have Facebook events. So I want to schedule one of those, and I'll go on and talk about the program, and we post about our success and things like that, so we can invite people to that. But the other thing is, go back to the On My Way page and tag them in stories. Tag them in. Like if you see something that you can relate to one of them, go and tag them in it and just say, hey, I know you were, you were curious about the program. Check out this story. It made me think of you. Like, just be human. You know what I mean? Just be human.
Yeah.
Kind of bring them back to that page, because then they come back to the page and the page is so successful. I spend so much time from my day in that page because it keeps me motivated and keeps me excited too. Like I love going on there and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like I cheer people on. It makes me so happy. So, do that. Go on and tag them in something. The other thing too is, you've got those videos in the Share app. There's one by Jana Bullard, and Jana Bullard is that cute little blonde that you see. I think she's like 53 or so. She's cute as a little butt. But she's got Jana Bullard's story, I think it's called. Let me look. But you can actually share that because it talks about her weight loss and it talks about the income side. So you can send that also and just say, hey, I don't know if you realized, but we actually have this, other side of our business. And I mean, she worked in a bank for years, and struggled and struggled and struggled. So you can always share something like that too. But I know, don't be discouraged by the no's. Don't be, because you'll get them, but guess what? They're watching and they're going to watch your journey, and those people will come around eventually. They will. So we just got to work on, Jess, you're in Dallas, right?
My family and I'm originally from Dallas, but moved to Houston 2 years ago. So, but we're here now for a week or so.
Oh, you're here for a week?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're going
back to Houston. So I'm originally in Houston.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, dang, because I'm here in Fort Worth. I was going to say we could do all kinds of events together.
Oh, just this week.
Oh, well, if you want to meet for some training stuff, I'm happy to do that too. But
okay.
I think that that's kind of the best thing is just to, if you're getting no's, just to tag them and let them know you're thinking about them. Don't be afraid to just say, hey, what's holding you back? And if they still ghost you, just leave them alone at that point, tag them in the page. And I promise you they're watching because they're seeing the results in that page.
Yeah.
And they'll come back. But the other thing I would suggest is don't be picky about who you're adding to On My Way. Make sure you add your entire friend list. Have your friends add their entire friend list. Ask your, spouse or your parents or your, siblings, have them add their friend list for you and just say, hey, I am trying to build my business with this company. I love it. do you mind sharing this page and inviting your friends? And I'll tell you, that's actually how I got Trisha. So Trisha is my dad's cousin. And so he ended up inviting her to the page, and that's how I got started. And now she's my biggest builder. So, don't be afraid to ask that. My husband has also invited his entire friend list, and I've had a lot of people sign up that way. Just say to your family, like, I love this company and I want to build it. I want you with me. But if you don't want to go on this journey with me, do you mind inviting people? And in that page, those people will always be brought back to you. So what will happen is, especially if somebody reaches out, our admins are going to tag you in it. And then usually they'll tag me in it. And then I can get you back to, or that person back to you and Marlette and, everything. So those people always go back to you, just so you know.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to ask people to do that, because it's definitely helped me a lot, having my family actually invite people. And I've even had family that isn't on my program invite people for me. I'm like, if you're not going to come with me on this journey, then you're insane, but you're my own family, but it happens.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely do that. And then, let's see, does anybody else have any questions? I know y'all got to have some questions. Don't lie. Anybody?
I do. Sonia still hasn't received her package, her kit, and it's already probably going on a month almost. Is there still a big delay on that?
Yep. So I don't know if you saw my video in the coaching group. Is she in our coaching group, Nancy?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
Okay, yeah. You want to make sure, first of all, do you add her to the coaching group? Because that's where they're going to see a lot of our food ideas and our weight loss challenges and things like that. And so I did go in there last night and kind of talk about it. We had a Zoom yesterday with Crystal, and she explained that they were going to be sending out this week the partial kits. So partial kits meaning lean or our leans are kind of on delay because the building partially burned down where they were being produced. So
oh no,
COVID on top of that, and 600% growth. I don't know if you were on for the beginning part or not, but that does have some things delayed. Now, obviously outside of COVID and other situations, I think our company would have been able to keep up with the production and everything, but obviously that's really slowed it down a lot. So what's happening now is they are waiting for like our actual kit boxes. So you know how when you get your kit, you open it, it's beautiful, it's got the gorgeous packaging and all that kind of stuff. That has been delayed because of COVID as well. And so they are now, instead of trying to wait for that, which would be another week, they're just putting the products with the catalogs in a brown box, which stinks, because I love having people be able to open, the beautiful box and everything, but they felt it was more important to get those partial kits out rather than wait, obviously for the other packaging. So that's happening. It's supposed to be coming out this week. Do you know what day she signed up on?
May 24th.
Yeah. So that's the week that they're working on right now. So it's the delay was from May 22nd until May 31st. So her kit should be shipped out this week. She should have received an email, or should be receiving an email in the next couple of days, letting her know that.
Okay, I'll let her know that, because I was asking her, and she was asking too. She said she hadn't heard anything from anyone.
Tell her to check her email and make sure that she's checking her junk mail, because they have been sending out emails about it.
Okay.
So make sure.
Also, I have one more question. What's the difference with lean and the lean meal?
Good question. So we've got lean vanilla, lean chocolate. They are both the same, but one's vanilla, one's chocolate. They're both lower calorie, so they're going to be 44 calories. So when you actually have that with your milk, which is about 44 calories, you're looking at about 88 calories. So it's low calorie, but it's meant to be on the plan sort of as your breakfast in the beginning, because a lot of people skip that breakfast. And so we've got lots of vitamins and minerals, and it's really important for people to get, those nutrients, especially first thing in the morning. Lean meal, on the other hand, is going to be more of a meal replacer. So it's really great for people who are out on the run, who don't really have time to, make a meal or grab a meal. It's going to be higher calories. So it's going to be closer to 300 calories versus the 44 of the regular lean.
Okay. Was one of those supposed to come with the ultimate kit, a lean meal and a regular lean, or just 2 leans?
2 leans, and it used to be that the ultimate was a lean and a lean meal, and so they ran out of brochures, and so they were putting those brochures in our kits, obviously for production, to make sure that they just had a kit, because the actual meal plan itself is still exactly the same. But yes, our kits now come with both chocolate and vanilla lean, and then you can buy lean meals separately.
Okay, thank you. I was
Yeah.
wondering about that earlier.
Yeah, no. And lean meal is really great. Typically, we start people on lean meal a little bit farther into the program. And that's why they decided to put just the lean in our kits, because most people who buy the ultimate kit are needing to lose more than 20 pounds. And so to have them on just the regular lean versus the lean meal is kind of important in the beginning. Once we get you closer to your goal weight, then we go ahead and throw in the lean meal. Because honestly, our program is really all about eating. We're not a starvation diet. We're not low calorie. And so we want to make sure that, yes, we've got our shake there that's going to help give you those nutrients and fill those nutritional gaps, but we don't want you relying on that, shake that's only 44 calories and 88 calories with the actual milk as a meal, because we want to make sure you're hitting your calories. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right, sure. The other thing I want to say, guys, just real quick, if you have somebody that is extremely upset about the situation, about the shipping situation, because I'm not going to lie, I know, and I know people are frustrated. If you have somebody that you feel like is just at that point where they're just ready to send it back and they're upset, please reach out to me and give me their number, or tell me who it is, and I can go in my back office and give them a call. Typically, when I get on the phone with somebody and I explain the situation, we end the conversation, everybody's happy, they're accepting of it. So I'm more than happy to do that. If you have a customer that is really upset and you're brand new, so Nancy, if your girl is upset, just message me tonight and let me know. I'm happy to reach out to her and let her know what's going on.
I thought I would find out, but I didn't know about that burning, the fire. So I'll let her know about that, and I'll let her know they're working on it. And she should know by this week, hopefully.
Yes. Well, and that really stinks. And that's why they're now having to send out the kits without the lean, because now they're having to ramp up production on lean, and they're doing it at another facility, but that's going to take time, obviously. So it's just like, how can you have 600% growth and then something like that happens? It just stinks. So, but on our coaching group, make sure she's in there, because I have talked about that. I've talked about the delay with the lean. I've talked about, some ideas that people can do in place of the lean until it comes in. So just make sure that all your people are in the coaching group for sure. So.
Shauna.
Yeah.
This is Carol. Hey, I had a lady ask me yesterday about, will they get another number to track, or do you think it'll just be the email?
You know what, Carol? I don't know. The weird thing is, I had somebody have their kit get to them, and they did not have a second tracking number.
Okay.
And I had somebody who did have a second tracking number.
Okay.
So
we're just up in the air with that.
Yes. In all honesty, I think it's just right now they are trying to get stuff out. So,
well, she just keeps checking for that, and I didn't know what to tell her. I told her I would ask you when I could.
It might end up just showing up on her doorstep, because that's
okay.
what I tell. Yeah.
That's what I will tell her then.
Hope for that. But like I said, corporate did say that things should be shipping out this week. So we've had a couple people get their core packages. Obviously, the ultimate is the one that's affected the most, because it has the 2 bags of shake. But they did get trim sticks ramped up, so that should be in the kits again. So the plan, as of last night is that they're sending the kits out minus the 2 bags of lean, but Flush is back in stock and so is Trim Sticks. In the beginning, I was very confused. I thought that they were going to be sending out partial kits last week, but I read the information wrong and they weren't. They back ordered everything while they bumped up production. So that's why things were on back order. So a lot of people received like the Resist from May, but they didn't get a kit at all. So they were sending that, but they were holding on to those kits while they ramped up production. So that's why those are all going out this week. So now your people that ordered in June, we still need to be honest with people and let them know it could be close to a month before you get your products. Like, and I've been telling people that ahead of time and they've been okay with it. They're still ordering. So, but the other thing that we want to consider is making sure that those of us who have been around for a while, that we're letting our customers know that are on the plan. And for all of you, you know, your orders are going to be delayed as well. So, now I got real lucky with an order last week and I got a bag of Trim Sticks and zinc, thank the Lord, because I sent it away and I don't know what I would do without my zinc. So the fact that it came in made me really happy. But I know some of our orders are also on delay. So just keep that in mind. If you've got 2 weeks left of product and you're afraid of running out, I would go ahead and place an order soon. Obviously it's the kits that are really delaying things because it's so many products in one. But if you've already been on the program and you're ordering, a few products here and there, I would just make sure that you're cognizant. I always have a hard time saying that, of that, and make sure that you're, compensating for that time. So, but I am telling people, everybody now, because I've gone back to all my customers that ordered and said, this is a situation. It's 3 weeks, could be up to a month. Anybody that I sign now, I'm saying it can be up to a month for you to get your products. I'm sorry. And I explain it, and they're still placing orders. So just as long as we're upfront with it, and as long as we're going to our customers and saying, I'm sorry, like this is happening. This has never happened in company history, but we've never grown this much. We've never grown this much through a pandemic, facility burned down. Like there's all these factors that are kind of causing this delay. Most people are very understanding, but again, like I said in our video in our coaching group last night, we're an instant gratification society. And the fact that, we're used to Amazon and getting things 2 days later. And even that's being affected right now. But the fact that we're not getting them in right now, I get it. People are upset, but as long as you talk them through it, most people are okay. I literally, out of everybody on my team, levels 1 through whatever, 10, I've had one person send it back and one person be upset. And I guarantee you that one person will be back. They'll be back because they're still going to be in the On My Way page and they're still going to see stuff. So that was unfortunate. But one person out of, last month we had 88 people sign up, just my levels 1 through 4 alone. So that doesn't include all the rest of them. So think about that, like times, gosh, thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but one person has been upset. So just if you have somebody that's that upset, please, I don't mind calling. In fact, the little one that I nanny or that I watch, she's always at my house. But so if you ever wonder why I'm not hopping in chats right away, I watch a 2-year-old, and this 2-year-old is busy. She's like way busier than my kids ever were. So she's into everything all the time, but she actually started preschool now. So she's going to be going to preschool Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I really want to start planning our team calls with people Tuesdays and Thursdays. That would be really beneficial because I've got from 9 to 2 that I can dedicate, only to our team calls and coaching calls and things like that. So if you have anybody that's upset and you want me to reach out to them tomorrow, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. Absolutely. Just send me a message or text. You guys all have my number and Messenger, obviously. So, okay. Anybody? I just talked for an hour straight. I'm so sorry. I know you know that I talk a lot. So thank you for your patience with that. But, again, I'm really excited, and I hope that this isn't holding you back from sharing. Just be upfront with people. I'm telling you, people are going to start learning about this from other people, and we want it to be from you. We want it to be from us. So we want them on our team. So thank you guys so much for listening in tonight. And I see my participants here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw for the winner for the Accelerate, and I'll let you guys know in our coaching group, okay? So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. And I can't wait for this next couple weeks. If you need help kind of planning out your month and where you're at and how far you are to hit that next level, please let me know. I'm happy to do that too. Okay. So we can start planning some stuff for you the next couple weeks. I hear a weird sound, but okay. I think that means everybody's gone. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
Night.
Bye, Shauna. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.